What's up, guys? Super excited about this product I just found out about. I was down at a Pizza Expo competition, and a friend of mine had this little doohickey that he had his basil in. Now, I waste so much money on basil because I buy it. It's good for about 2 days. This is on day 2 now. It's starting to wilt a little bit. I've tried watering it at room temp. I've tried keeping it in the refrigerator. Always dies. But apparently he tells me that he uses this container and the basil's good for a couple of weeks in the fridge. Let me go wash it out and then we'll demonstrate. It says to trim the stems so the herbs fit inside the basket. Remove any herbs that show signs of discoloration. We'll do that. We want to open the basket wide. So here we go. It has a hinge on it. We're going to open the basket wide as it says. Fill the container with water up to the line. Let's see, where's the line? The line's right here. So we'll fill it up to the line. We are going to put the basil in, slide it in, and pop it in the fridge. And it says every few days, replace the water as needed. Okay, so we've trimmed off the stems. We've taken out the discolored leaves. I imagine a pair of scissors is probably more recommended than what I had just done. But in the interest of time, here we go. We'll place it in there, put the lid on top, and we'll go put it in the fridge. Okay, 24 hours later. Okay, here we are, 6 days in. Look at this, still holding up. It's not wilting. Color's a little different now, but definitely still holding up. The tips I have received is to change the water every 5 days or so. And if you really want it to last a long time, trim the stems fresh with scissors. I just rip them off and put them in there. And I'm still well over double, maybe triple the life that I get. I only get like 2 days if I put basil in the fridge. So it's been a few weeks since I've owned this nifty container, and I have to say it's been an incredible difference maker in my kitchen, right? I used to get about 2 to 3 days of life out of a basil plant that I would buy from the grocery store at about $4 to $5 each, and then end up throwing it away because I wasn't using it in time. This container gives me at least 2 weeks under the worst of conditions in which I started this with, right? So a couple of tips since that trial that I learned. 1, you don't want to break the basil. You want to cut it with scissors or a knife so that it has a nice clean cut at the bottom. 2, you want to change the water every few days, maybe 4 or 5 days. Just dump the water out, put some fresh water in. And if you really, really want this basil to last a much longer time, give it a fresh cut after a week on the bottom. So those are some really simple tips. And again, this thing's going to pay for itself after about 4 basil plants. So, and I'm usually buying basil weekly because, again, it dies and wilts so quickly. Basil still tasted fresh when I used it. Really great container, just a genius thing, and so simple. I can't believe it took me this long to find it. So highly recommend this, guys.